Here we are on King's Pond. This is part of Farnham's Badshot Lea complex. This is a very prolific water. We built it in 2005 for the celebration of Farnham's celebratory year, 2006, for the 100 years. We built a 16-peg fishery from an old bit of marshland that sat behind Badshot Lea Big Pond. It's 5 foot 10 deep. It's been laser cut, so it's exactly the same depth right the way through the middle of the water. And then we've got a shelf on the inside that goes out about 5 or 6 foot, or 5 or 6 sections should I say, and then drops down a foot, so you've got a slightly shallower area in front of you, and as it goes across the lake, a gradient goes up to the far bank. The lake has been cut out of clay, so it's stayed very, very uniform. It doesn't silt up like some of our other waters, so it stays a very clean bottom. Every peg is exactly the same depth, so you can use your same uniform pole equipment right the way through the lake without having to change. The beauty of this fishery is it does appeal to all of our anglers, the older gentlemen, the children, the families, the match anglers, the pleasure anglers. There's something here for everyone. It's not a specimen lake, you're not going to catch great big fish here. The biggest fish we've introduced into here are tench up to about £3. Got some real quality cruisers just under £2 and some fantastic roach up to about £1.50. There is a sprinkling of the barbel, a sprinkling of chub, a sprinkling of perch, but not the sort of things you could bag up on. You would just catch 1 or 2 of these in amongst your tench, crucian and roach fishing. This lake was originally designed to bring the children into the sport. Farnham needed a water where their mums and dads could bring the young kids along to make sure that they caught fish straight away so we could actually hook them. So the children do come here and they have some fantastic days, and we have many teaching days here where the kids can be taught how to fish the light waggler tactics, the pole fishing tactics, and also very light ledgering, and they always catch fish here. It never lets you down, so it's a great way of introducing the children and then really bringing them into their apprenticeship of fishing. This fishery has also been designed to help the disabled anglers have an easy access fishery. All 16 pegs have safety wheelchair fronts on them and they're all very accessible. It's been built with hard standing in all 16 pegs, so you've got no mud or anything to combat. So the lads in their wheelchairs or on their walking sticks can have a very comfortable day's fishing, but more importantly, a very, very safe day's fishing. The beauty of King's Pond being set in centrally to the Badshot Lea complex is it can be accessed from the Badshot Lea Small Pond car park and the Badshot Lea Big Pond car park. So if you wanted to fish the early pegs, 1 to 8, you would predominantly park in the Badshot Lea Small Pond car park. So if you was coming here and you knew you wanted to fish the high numbers, you would probably park in Badshot Lea Pond's Big Pond car park. So you've got 2 very accessible routes to get to King's Pond. We've planted it very nicely with reed and sedges and trees over the back to give you the shadows on the water, and all 16 pegs have their own lilies which was extracted from our other waters. Environmentally, we've actually pulled some of the good stuff from our other waters and introduced it to our new waters to try and establish it as quickly as possible. And this lake has only been up and running now for about 10 years, but it actually is in full maturity. It's a lovely looking little lake. Something special about this fishery is it's a bit of a sun trap in the winter, so we have some fantastic spring, summer, autumn and winter fishing here, and we have matches for 12 months of the year where some of the weights in the winter are still well into double figures, just showing that because of the depth we cut it and the species we've put in, it is very conducive to very good fishing 12 months of the year. It's a pole fishing paradise really because of the access you've got behind you, so you can fish 16 metres to get into all the depths of water at this lake, but also the lads that like to fish the little wagglers or the feeders across to the other side can have some fantastic days catching the bags of tench up to £3 on the far bank, which you can't always get to with your pole. So sometimes when they're out of reach, you can fish light ledger tactics or the waggler across to the other side. So it gives the opportunities for every angler that likes to fish its different methods to pick and choose what he'd like to do down here, but still have a good day's sport. Farnham have done a great job now at protecting that environment, and each year we slowly introduce small bags of fish, so we might put another £100 of crucian, £100 of tench and £100 of roach in each year, just to make sure that we maintain our stock density. That way As I say, we can fish for the whole year, right the way through the winter, spring, summer and autumn, but it does respond to very different tactics as the year goes through. In the summer you can come here and fish pellets all day and have an absolute fantastic day's fishing, presenting them on a light pole rig, very close to the bank. You can fish just over the first shelf at 5 or 6 metres next to the lilies and have some fantastic days catching bags of cruising and tench. In the autumn, it lends itself to a good bit of fishing for the tench, along with the chopworm and caster approach, where on the competitions you could need up to 30 pound of these quality fish. And then in the winter, it does come back round to the roach and the perch fishing, where we stop introducing the ground baits and we're loose feeding with hempen casters and pinkies. And then round to the spring, where it's absolutely prolific. Everyone knows that tench and cruising is early doors fishing. As soon as the warm weather comes round, you can come here and the sky's the limit. We catch 30 and 40 pound bags of fish on the matches that time of the year, and they are sold out. Every match is sold out. We're turning anglers away because it really is that popular down here. We've created a real wonderful fishery here on Badshot Lea complex.